An investigation is underway here at Redfield and Congress in New Haven. What we know so far coming up next.
Scary moments for a police officer in New Haven after someone tried to steal his cruiser with him inside of it.
And history has been made. Vice President Kamala Harris has become the first Black and South Asian woman to secure the Democratic nomination for president.
All local, all morning. This is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Thanks for starting your day off with us. I'm Eric Harris.
And I'm Tim Lammers. Good morning. You might want to consider grabbing the umbrella and the rain jacket this morning. There is some rain out there, and there's more on the way.
Yeah, we're checking in with Matt Scott. Is it sticking around all day long?
No.
Oh, good.
That said,
Right.
the next match we get will be a little more concerning than what we're dealing with now. This is pretty much winding down. I'll show you that on the radar in a moment. But we're by no means done with the rain, not only for today, but for this week. We are under a weather impact alert day. We're looking for rounds of rain to return later on this afternoon, and overnight we may get some heavy downpours, including the potential for some flooding. There is a flood watch right now for the southern four counties: Fairfield, New Haven, Middlesex, New London, and obviously, you know, with some of these cells blossoming up into some tough stuff, find a place to take cover quickly if you need to. Here's a current radar scene. We're going to go first into the quiet corner to Windham County, just off of Route 12, 169, just outside of Woodstock, right? Yeah, there it is. Woodstock just now easing up there. But let me take you over into the Hartford Metro, specifically Windsor Locks back over to East Granby, seeing some moderate to, well, yeah, let's call it heavy rain right along 75 right now. So this is tracking towards the east. We'll get this out of the way, but later on we'll fire up some more showers and storms, and those may have a little more punch. Temperatures between 68 and 77 right now, 77 in New Haven. Your dew point's still tropical, but that dropping today. As a matter of fact, we're going to look for the dew points later on setting up in the upper 60s. So that's a little better. Later on this afternoon, some of these cells, yeah, I don't like that. The potential for some strong thunderstorms definitely in the cards today, and with a lot of rain specifically, well, I mean, across the board, but maybe a little more down on the shoreline may lead to some flooding issues. We'll be watching for that. Temperatures, they're struggling today. That's one thing you have in your going in your corner. You have at least temperatures that are not going to be as oppressively hot as they've been. Now we got to fix the humidity, and we will. What's going on with Debbie? The latest on her. That's coming up. What's going on the roads? Let's check in with Rachel Piscatelli for that. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Matt. 6:02. I'm a 6:03 right now, and we were following an earlier tractor-trailer crash over in Groton, where it's still located over on that northbound side out by exit 90, but the right lane is still closed. The left lane has reopened. So good news that traffic is flowing, but we are seeing those minor delays on both sides because of that crash. A live look outside over in Groton showing you that we do have some cones that are out there this morning on that northbound side. Southbound is running smoothly. Otherwise, East Hartford, as you're traveling into downtown, light volume, wet roads over in New Haven, as well as Waterbury. Things are relatively light at this hour. We'll send things back over to you, Tim and Erica. Good morning.
Good morning, Rachel. Thanks so much. All right, we're getting back to some breaking news here at 6:03. Police in New Haven are surrounding a home, and it's just off of Congress Avenue.
Yeah, they've been out there for a couple of hours now, but we still don't have a lot of information on what's going on. So let's get out to Fox 61's Brooke Griffin. She's there trying to gather whatever she can. Brooke, what can you tell us now?
Well, New Haven police are investigating some sort of crime that took place here pretty early this morning. And this is at the corner of Congress and Redfield. You can see there are some officers. It looks like another one just pulled up at this time. A lot of officers kind of in the back of this house here, also in the front. They're really focusing in on this corner unit here. It's a two-story apartment building here off of Congress Avenue. They're going in the house, taking a lot of pictures. They've been going in and out quite a bit. They've also been taking a lot of pictures in the backyard. It looks like there is kind of a fenced-in area behind that home with a parking lot, potentially some grass. So they are putting down evidence markers, taking pictures. We do not know exactly what it is they're investigating. We know that some sort of crime took place here. We even saw the chief earlier And he couldn't confirm what was going on. He said they're still trying to piece it together as well, but said that he would be back at some point this morning to kind of let us know what's going on. So at this point, it is still up in the air. We do know that something happened here early this morning. We do know that there is a police presence here off of Congress Avenue. They're investigating inside one particular apartment unit. And as soon as we have more, we'll get that out to you. Live in New Haven, Brooke Griffin, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
All right, Brooke, thank you. We appreciate it. Caught on camera, watch this. New Haven police said a man stole a police cruiser while an officer was sitting in the passenger seat. They said this happened Sunday night at a police substation, the one on Congress Avenue. Investigators said 50-year-old Stacy Footman approached the car and yelled at the officer to get out. So the officer unlocked the doors and was about to get out when they said Footman opened the driver's side door and got in. Police said Footman then put the cruiser in drive and took off, but the officer pulled on the steering wheel to try to prevent the cruiser from hitting anyone. And as you can see from the surveillance video, eventually that tug on the steering wheel pulled it right into a church. Both Footman and the officer were taken to a hospital. Still waiting to hear about criminal charges, but police said Footman has a lengthy history of arrests. New Haven police detectives have had a lot on their plates recently. The police chief said there were 16 shootings in a 12-day span recently. He said his officers are working around the clock to investigate these shootings, make arrests, and seize the guns that were used. He also said the department is teaming up with other groups like the city's Office of Violence Prevention to try to reduce crime through community outreach.
We're doing a lot of legwork, doing a lot of work, and I think it's paying off. It's starting to slow down a little bit, but we can't rest. We have to continue to do these things that we know will lower violence.
All right, now to put things into context, the chief said despite the recent rash of shootings, this year has not been significantly more violent than last year. He said overall shootings have gone up a bit, but so far there have been 8 homicides this year compared to 14 at this point last year.
Oh, this morning, a man accused of shooting a woman is expected to appear in a Hartford courtroom for a plea hearing. Chauncey Webb is charged with assault along with other crimes. Now, police say that he shot a woman on Charter Oak Place last month. The woman did survive. Court records show that Webb has been in custody since his arrest. And this morning, officers in Southbury are searching for whoever left a dead kitten inside of a box on the side of the road. Police say the kitten was likely just a few days old. It was orange and white. Officers found it on the side of High Meadow Drive. If you recognize this box or know anything that can help investigators, please call Southbury Police. And Norwich Police trying to figure out how a driver lost control of their car and crashed. That driver wasn't found until yesterday morning. The driver is in the hospital with some serious injuries. Police say the driver crashed into a pile of rocks on Route 97 and was pinned between the seat and the dashboard. Investigators believe the crash happened sometime Sunday night or early yesterday morning. First responders had to cut the person out of the vehicle. If you witnessed the crash, if you saw anything that can help, please call Norwich Police. Vice President Kamala Harris officially securing the Democratic nomination for president.
Yeah, after a 5-day round of online voting, the Democratic National Committee said Harris got 99% of the votes. Now, this online voting wasn't any last-minute change to the rules because President Biden dropped out. The DNC actually used a similar process in 2020 and did it again this year to finalize a nominee in time for an Ohio ballot access deadline. It's a deadline that actually was set before the national convention was set. That starts on the 19th. Now, while Harris's nomination was a foregone conclusion by this point, her VP pick is still very much up for speculation, although she's scheduled to make that announcement tonight at a rally in Pennsylvania. Does that mean she's going to pick that state's governor, Josh Shapiro? Or is she going to go with Minnesota Governor Tim Walz or maybe Arizona Senator Mark Kelly? At this point, they seem to be the only 3 names that people are still talking about.
We really like Tim Walz from Minnesota also. Think he's an awesome guy for labor, 100% behind labor.
It should be Josh Shapiro. I don't think this is a hard choice. And one of the questions people have is people want to know, can you have 3 Jews in the White House? 3 Jews and a black woman in the White House? And my answer is resoundingly yes.
Well, after Harris's rally in Philadelphia tonight, she's going to embark on her 5-day swing state tour with her new running mate.
And speaking of the November elections, several primaries are happening right now all across our state. Today marks the second day of early voting. Polls are open between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. That's an extra 4 hours from yesterday's time. Among the races up for competition, the Republican primary for the U.S. Senate seat. There are also several state representatives and Senate seat primaries. Now, if you're not sure if your town or party has a primary, just head over to our website, FOX61.com, and look for our primary elections post.